This is the Segway Ninebot GoKart Pro 2, and it is glorious. If you guys want to check this out, there's Amazon links. There's Amazon links below. But let's talk about the GoKart Pro 2. Now, a lot of people in the unboxing, they talked about, well, it's only 27 miles per hour. It's only 15 miles of range. Guys, you're entirely missing the point of this. This is not a commuter. It's honestly not even that comfortable. It's for doing this. Oh my God. This is what it's about. It is not about getting somewhere. And still, 27 miles per hour, like, this is fast. It's about how you get there. The steering here is unbelievably fast. While it's not powered, you get that connection. You know, I mean, look at that. It is absolutely so fast. If you're into sports cars like me, this is like a dream come true. You get drift, but you never have to be scared about, well, just drifting. You're probably gonna be okay, and you're definitely not gonna flip this. But all of that together, the speed is what makes this so unbelievably fun. And whimsically, I'm not scared to drift this anywhere. Oh yes, what a perfect drift. It's so easy. It's so easy.
This oversteers so perfectly, it's incredibly easy to learn to drift. It's also very easy to control a drift due to the insanely responsive fast steering rack. Now, many of you in the comments in the unboxing video of the GoKart Pro 2 asked about possibly using this as a commuter, and honestly, no. The steering at its full 27 miles per hour is very twitchy, as this is designed to really take corners fast. So going in long straight lines without turns is honestly fatiguing because you have to work on barely touching the wheel to make sure you go in a straight line. But with that question answered, let's talk about the specifics with the driving dynamics. Now, under trail braking, just like sports cars, this rotates, which is an amazing feeling. As well, it's extremely easy to initiate a power slide by just flooring it and cranking the wheel. Now, don't be fooled by thinking that this is just slipping and sliding all over the place. At speed, taking tight corners is insanely confidence inspiring as this just grips and grips.
We're taking this at 27 miles an hour, and it's so easy to just go around it. And then if you want to slide, you can.
To further this point, because of how connected the steering linkage is, by this I mean no electric assist like most cars today, you can easily feel when it's going to lose grip, which makes for an extraordinarily fun experience without the fear or stress of sometimes it can be driving cars. If you're a car enthusiast like me, this scratches that itch as it surprisingly translates much of the personality of sports cars, with obviously without the engine sound or manual transmission, yes, but if all you want to do is slide all over the place and take corners at ridiculous G-forces, God, this is an amazingly safe and cheap way to do it in comparison. Obviously, by no means is this cheap. However, the level of tuning on the chassis and the level of engineering that went into creating this shows exactly that they knew who was going to be driving this.
So perfect. Under drill braking, there we go. Power slide.
For instance, the power comes on stronger and boosts voltage when you're initiating a drift, which then makes power slides even easier. It's honestly shocking how refined they've been able to make this.
Now, there is a setting in the app that is amazing, and it's called dynamic turning, which allows you to literally adjust the torque per wheel in cornering to control how much it drifts, which is insanely cool. You can adjust it for a front slide or a rear slide, so essentially oversteer and understeer. This is exactly how torque vectoring works in sports cars. Now, how well does this work? Well, it's actually really good. If you want it a little bit more safe or a little bit more understeering, maybe if you have kids or you just want to try it before really sending it sideways, just do the -20 and it'll understeer for you. But once you start getting more comfortable with drifting,
or you just want to drift more, just set it to 100 and it'll put it really sideways really quickly. And as I've tested this out and tried it, it seems like when you put it at 100, it actually slightly increases the torque depending on what speed you're going. It just seems to not limit any power when you're in 100, but you can adjust it any amount along that. You could do 31 or -5 or 6 or whatever you want. Now let's talk features, because boy is this packed with them. Firstly, if you're not an adult or you're buying this for a kid, the length here is adjustable. So you can change the pedal length, pretty much accommodating anyone under 6 foot. They say about 6'2", but you definitely have to be on the skinnier side, as this is a tight fit into those bolsters. They are very much designed to hug you in, which I will say they do an amazing job. Check out how you get in and out.
All right, now getting in and out of this is actually pretty easy. You've got a seat belt that keeps you nice and safe. It's fully metal and it clips in super nicely, and it's super fast to adjust or de-adjust. Now, then beyond that, you kind of just stand up. It's actually not too big of a deal, but I will say I actually went on a diet and I lost about 20 pounds, and it's so much easier to sit in this now. So you do have to kind of be on the skinnier side, because you have these massive bolsters on these sides, but you can see how plush they are, but they actually squeeze you into place. You then have foam right here, and honestly, it is very comfortable for this. While it's definitely bumpy, the seat itself is very comfortable. I've done this for hours at a time, especially on shooting days, and it's very comfortable. Your back doesn't hurt, so I would say the positioning is quite good. But then to get in it, you sit right here, and then you sit back into it, and it does squeeze you. It squeezes you into place. You can see I can't really move in this, and then clip it in, pull it, ready to go. I like it.
To further that point, the steering wheel is also fully height adjustable, so it makes it very easy to accommodate many different sizes. In addition to all the adjustability, if you want to limit the speed for maybe kids or younger people, there are a few different drive modes. There's Park, where you can't drive it regardless if you hit the pedal or not. There's Eco, that's limited to 5 miles per hour and extremely low torque. There's Sport, and that limits it to 11.2 miles per hour, and then it has a little bit more torque. And then there's my favorite mode, which is Track, and that goes full speed and full torque, which is 26.7 miles per hour, basically 27 miles an hour. And that's basically what I leave it in all the time. That's if you want to have the most fun. Now, for $2,300, how is the build quality? Well, it's actually phenomenal here. This uses a thick metal chassis that is very rigid and doesn't seem like it would ever break. The welds here are very good. All the plastics on it are thick, and everything is extremely well put together with no creaks or rattles or really loose panels or anything anywhere. This definitely can take quite a bit of abuse, which I've already put it through quite a bit. Now, another great feature is the emergency brake, which looks like it'd be a drift brake, but it's a manual brake that directly slows the wheel in addition to the normal pedal brakes. Now, I never needed to use this, as the normal brakes do an excellent job of braking very quickly, but if you do find yourself sliding into something you shouldn't, pulling that really quickly will help you slow down even faster. Nice safety feature to have, and check out this clip where we test it.
All right, braking test, once with the pedal, then once with the pedal and the emergency brake. Let's do it. Braking now. No e-brake that time. All right, now with the brake and the e-brake, and braking. So as you can see, it's a little bit faster there. So as an emergency thing, if you're gonna slide into something, yeah, it's nice to have.
All right, now let's talk about some more gimmicky features. At least in my opinion, they're a little gimmicky. This can be used as a sim racing rig, which is actually really cool, as it has paddle shifters and some haptic feedback, but it just logistically doesn't make a ton of sense to me, as you'll need to move this to a racing setup with a monitor or TV. And then when you want to use it outside, well, you're gonna have to move it back outside, and it might be dirty or dusty, or I don't know. It just doesn't seem like many people are going to do this, but hey, if you want to do it, you can do it. Now, another feature that this has is it comes with a Bluetooth speaker that is, well, specifically designed for this, and it plays like engine sounds, like fake engine sounds. And honestly, I find that gimmicky, but I guess for younger kids, this could be cool. It's definitely not something I wanted to put on it, so I really left it off most of the time. But yeah, if you want it, it comes with it, and it's kind of cool, I guess. You definitely don't have to use it. And lastly, a nice safety thing that I didn't choose to put on, but you can, is a flag. And this just shows cars around you, or anyone, just kind of tells you, hey, I'm over here. That's nice to have. All right, but now let's answer the big question. Should you buy it, and is it a good value? Well, coming in at $2,300, it isn't cheap, but is it overpriced though? No, and here's why I think that. Nothing else in the market really exists. They do have some kits for some hoverboards, but
it's not going to be even close to the same experience. Not just that, but the amount of customization, like drift customization, and the refinement, which we know Segway Ninebot is very good at, as well as the fact that this focuses heavily on the automotive inspiration for this. So if you're an auto enthusiast like myself, that's a big selling point there. However, competition for this could be something like crazy karts, which are kind of like a kart with shopping wheels on the back and then an electric single wheel motor, which then kind of allows you to drift, but you're more like sliding sideways on grocery cart wheels, essentially. So it isn't actually drifting. It's very awesome and it's super cool, but it's not the same as a car. The driving dynamics while doing a similar thing are not going to be literally like physics the same thing. I mean, it's surprising how similar drifting a car is to drifting this go-kart. That being said, crazy karts, if you want anything even close to the speed that this one goes, the GoKart Pro 2, you're gonna be spending at least the same amount of money or more. That's if you want that speed. As well, I've had Surons, and you guys know tons of scooters and one wheels. For the money, at least to me, nothing comes close to the dollar per fun that this gives you. Again, being a car enthusiast is a big factor, I think, in that. I love cars and I want to be driving them all the time, and this, well, it allows you to drift without the fuel cost, buying new tires every month, and then the risk of drifting a car, because you are taking a risk every time you do it. And also, you just can't do huge drifts like you're doing here, at least on the street. And that, well, that's the big selling point. So as value-wise, because there's nothing else in the market that does this to really compete, truly compete, yeah, I think this is worth it. Obviously, I bought this for myself, so yeah, I found it to be very worth it, and I'm very happy with my purchase, probably more so than I expected myself to be. But again, if you want to check it out or get one for yourself, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. But if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate you dropping a like on this video. It does help it, well, perform, and this is a new channel, and so far, we're like $10,000 under that I've just spent my own money on with the channel. I think so far the channel's made 50 bucks. So please hit that like, use my affiliate links if you want to help support the channel. But yeah, this was E-Rider, and I'll see you guys in the next video.